He's an aspiring career coach who loves to work on social issues and for betterment of the society. He thinks that if we help each other and solve the problems, then it will lead to a beautiful life. He also strongly believes that life is not easy, but it's how easy you make it. Very interesting thought. And he has undertaken a lot of projects with regard to environment, education, and development of various sectors in our society. In today's episode, let's learn more about Manav Sony's journey in becoming a young changemaker. This is the Guiding Voice podcast series, TGV, for a better future. This podcast is to help professional students, IT employees, and entrepreneurs to shape their careers. So, folks, in case if you haven't rated our podcast or reviewed it, request you to provide your rating and also leave a candid review. By the way, this is your host, Naveen Samala, and I have about 18 years of rich and diverse IT industry experience. And in every episode, we interact with industry experts or young entrepreneurs or thought leaders or academicians or coaches across the globe to drive some insightful conversations that will help each one of you learn some amazing stuff. Also, we share an interesting trivia or a fun fact towards the end. And folks, you'll acquire more knowledge by tuning into TGV than any other podcast in this space. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we are pleased to welcome Manav, part of TGV's journey in shaping the careers and lives of millions across the globe. Manav, great to have you here.
Thank you so much, sir. And hello, all. Wishing you all a very happy new year. May this year bring a lot of happiness and joy. And before moving ahead, would like to thank Naveen, sir, and the entire team of TGV for giving me this opportunity to come here and share my journey. And I'm really looking forward to this conversation. Thank you.
Wonderful. Pleasure having passionate and young champions like you on board. All right, so Manav, let's get started. Can we briefly talk about your career journey and top three things that have helped you so far?
Yes, sir. So basically, I'm a fourth year law student from Amity University, Kolkata. I'm currently specializing in corporate law, and I've completed my schooling from Kolkata only in Frank Anthony Public School, Kolkata. So I'm a born and based in Kolkata only. Currently, the three things which have actually helped me in growing is that the first thing, this law college has actually helped me in becoming a good leader. And actually, I would be like to talk about the three main initiatives which has actually changed my entire life and which has actually evolved me in becoming a young change maker. So the first thing which I had done in second year of my college, so I had made a team of around 60, 70 people from my college. They were my juniors. So we went to various roads and streets and we had sensitized people about mediation. Like mediation is defined as a alternate dispute resolution in which you actually have to go to the court and you can solve your cases easily, like without going to the court. It's a type of outside court settlement. So we went to various roads, we went to streets, we went to various villages. We conducted live demonstrations. We sensitized people about mediation, and it actually helped bringing a lot of change in people, like in people's lives. And apart from that, I've also taken a lot of other projects. There are two projects which are there. So the second project which I had undertaken was on children education. So for me, along with my team, we visit various slums. We go to various orphanages or organizations or children organizations. Over there, we teach children on basic education or basic hygiene or basic English. We teach them because we think that these are the certain things which are really important for the children to learn. And the last thing which I had actually done few years back, which was my very big passion to do, was to look after the environment. So I had an NGO earlier, which was known as the EFI. And on that NGO, I used to carry out various environmental activities like cleaning lakes, cleaning ponds, and conducting CSR activities with big MNCs and companies. So these are the three activities which I've actually done and evolved me in becoming a young change maker.
That's awesome. So mediation, which is out of the court settlement, and then women empowerment, and also dealing with hygiene issues and educating children about it. Very good. And this seems to be a quite lot of exciting stuff out here. And you are treated as a young change maker, right? So can I know the definition of change? Okay, in the layman terms, how do you define change?
Change is for me is basically a very beautiful feeling, which actually everyone should try to apply. Because as Albert Einstein has said, the ability to think is the way you actually make change. So I actually follow that principle. And for me, change nothing but to make a difference in the society, in how the way, in which way you actually make a difference in the society and how people are actually making the most of it. So this is definition for me.
Quite interesting. Change is beautiful. Something I think everybody should embrace change in a positive way. This is quite motivating. And now let's talk about your journey as a young change maker, right? So, what is it being a young change maker?
So being a young change maker for me is quite an interesting, but sometimes it's even a more challenging task because being a young change maker, you need to possess a good amount of qualities. You need to have good leadership qualities, to have the way in which you are thinking and you are executing the way of action. And also there are so many factors which you have to look. By being a young change maker is interesting because you get an opportunity to interact with so many people, you get to listen to so many stories, and you get opportunity to so many places and just promote things in a very nice way, and you have the support of your wonderful team if you actually build it up. But apart from that, there are some more challenges which are there, like sometimes you might face problems, sometimes you might have a very bad day, sometimes you might face some societies or people who might be against you at that moment, but still you should carry on, and you should even try to make your team members motivated. If you are feeling any problem, do not let your other team members also feel the same. So you have to be quite motivated, carry on the work. And for me, this is the correct definition for a chain maker, which has to be there.
Wow. So, Manav, let's dive deep into the kind of challenges that you have come across because right now something is existing already and you're trying to break the status quo and try to make people aware of certain things, okay, which they were not aware before. Likewise, you might come across some sort of challenges when you're interacting with people, okay, who are not so educated and all. So, can you dive deep into the kind of challenges?
Yes, yes. So the main challenge, if I talk about a few years back in the year 2020, I had an incident. So me along with some of my team members, we had visited an NGO. So that NGO used to basically focus on transgender. Right? There were some transgender women used to run the NGO, and there were other like the groups also who are working. So we went to promote women's safety. Like that time, I used to promote an app, which is the Safe City app, which I used to promote over there. So over there, I had interacted with various NGOs and I told them about the benefits of the app, which was actually there. And they took me somewhere to the slums and to the other places where we could actually move our initiative and we could actually spread this idea. So we went there, and suddenly we had some group of men who actually came up, and they were saying that, what are you guys doing over here? We do not want all these types of things over here. And if you guys come over here again, we are threatening you that all of your lives will be in danger. So like this, not only in women's safety drives, I have even received a lot of threats during my mediation drives also for conducting these activities in the communities and helping out people. But this actually never stopped me from continuing. Yes, I have been upset. I have cried a lot of times while have facing this, by having these challenges. But because of the support of my team, they used to call me up. They used to motivate me that, see, even though there are problems, but still we need to move ahead. And I was very much motivated, and I was quite determined that even though if I face immense threats, immense problems, I will still move ahead and still promote the cause. I still went there. I still helped the women, and now I can actually see that there has been quite change. Now the group of men are actually not even creating some problems. Like we have complained to the police also about the same. We went to some of the local authorities. We explained them the entire matter. And luckily the entire police and entire team was on our side. And we actually tried to make a difference in that particular group. And in mediation also, we had so many challenges, so many issues which we have faced from communities and groups. But still, by talking it out, we have actually tried to remove those challenges in a very better way.
Great. This seems to be quite a lot of journey over here, dealing with somebody, okay, who are against your drives and all, and looks like you have successfully navigated that. And now let's talk about some of the tips that you like to share with our audience, okay, with regard to driving change management process, right? Because as I said earlier, breaking the status quo is not as easy as it seems. So would like to listen from you.
So I have planned some of the things which are actually like there are few things which are in mind in actually to have a proper change making process. So first of all is that you should have a very good leadership. Like you should possess very good leadership qualities. Like you should have a sharp mind, the activities which you are going to plan, and you have to make the team accordingly that who which all persons will actually help you in making that particular activity successful. The second thing is that you should even keep your teammates motivated by even giving them some small gifts or small like appreciations. Keep them appreciating. Keep appreciating them. Like during my mediation drive, which I used to do. So what used to happen that it was a long project for us. It was around 7 to 8 months long project for us. So every month I used to organize a like I used every month I used to give incentives to my team members. Like I either used to give them internships at law firms, like to my some of my teammates, or used to give them some cash, like the gifts vouchers from Amazon and all. So what used to happen is used to keep them motivated for the next day. So for that you have to keep them motivated also. The third thing is that whatever initiative you are taking, do take it seriously. Like do not take it just for the sake of doing. Don't do it for 1 day or 2 days. You have to keep on doing it for quite long. You have to keep on doing. You have to keep on doing. Like till then, if you do not achieve the positive result, you should do. The next thing which I would actually like to portray is that be very much courageous. Do not get afraid of any challenges which you have come across. There will be challenges, but still it has to be your ability and your mind as to how you are going to possess those challenges well, how you're going to face it. So these are the things which I would like portray over here.
Amazing, Manav. I'm loving this conversation. So now let's talk briefly about your philosophy. Like you say, life is not easy, it's how easy you make it. So, what is the mantra behind that?
Yes. So basically, I'm a big fan of radio. Like I love listening to radios right now. And in our city, actually, the radio is quite digital now. Like you don't have to listen to radio sets. You can listen it through your Facebook also. So what happened like recently, 2 years back, I was tuning into a radio show, which is very much popular in our city. The show name is Direct Dilse. So it's run by the station head of the station name is also like quite good. It's 91.9 Friends FM. So his name is Mr. Jimmy Tangri. So he runs a very amazing show. Like he shares a lot of tips, he shares a lot of wisdoms, he shares a lot of positivity through his show. He connects with various people, he talks to them, he listens to their stories and gives them advice. So one day I had a very bad day at work, like during my positive, like these drives. So I called him up at his show and I told him about what are the challenges which I had actually faced. So then he told me that Manav, you should remember one thing is that life is not easy, is actually how easy you make it. There will be challenges, but still it's up to you as to how you are taking it forward. You can get angry, you can cry sometimes, but never make all these your weakness. Make this your strength. Have a great mind, have a positive mind all the time. And positivity is the only thing which can only make you ahead in life and also in your change making process. So this is through this philosophy has actually motivated me not only from that time, but till now also in order to carry on these beautiful activities which are there.
Wow. Direct Dilse show has inspired you, right?
Yes,
Wonderful.
definitely.
Great. And I think we need to appreciate the host of that show because he has made a long lasting impact in your life and you have become a successful change maker. All right. So this has been a fabulous conversation so far, Mano. Let's spice up the episode. Okay. I would like to bring in a few interesting rapid fire questions. And if you are okay, I'm going to shoot them. All you have to do is answer them very crisply, like 1 or 2 words, maximum one phrase. And if you're ready, let's get started.
Yes,
Wonderful.
ready.
Perfect. Let me move on. And fire the first bullet. I don't know how relevant this question to you would be because you are very young, but let me fire it. Given a chance, would you time travel to past or future?
Past.
Wow. Interesting. All right, let me fire the second one. What would you do if you win a $1 billion lottery?
As you know, being a young change maker, I would actually invested in bringing a change in society by even actually donating it to good causes.
Great. I wish you good luck in winning $1 billion lottery. Let me move on to my next question. Given a chance, which celebrity would you like to meet?
Sonu Sood, like he has done a lot of work in society, so I would actually like to collaborate with him also.
Okay, on the similar lines, let me ask one more question. Like, given a chance, who would you like to be reborn as?
I would like to be reborn as a very tricky question though. Like I would actually reborn as Mahatma Gandhi, like the way he has actually bring through Satyagraha and his movements, he has actually brought a change. So like that.
Wow, quite inspiring. Great responses so far. And let me fire the last bullet out of the rapid fire. So, what is one advice that you have got so far, which is best? I think you mentioned about life is not easy, right? It's how easy you make it. Other
Yes.
than that, is there anything else?
Other than that, the best advice which I've actually received, not only in work but from other aspects, is that just be yourself. Just be the way you are. Do not change for someone and just express yourself in a more better way. Like, do not get scared of anything. Just be the way you are. Be kiddish or be mature. You don't have to be mature, irrespective of age. Be the way you are going.
Be the way you are. Fantastic. All right. So, that was a great rapid fire round. With that, let me flip back to the mainstream and ask you one final question for this conversation, Manav. So, you are in your fourth year currently studying or pursuing your
Yes.
final year of your law degree. Am I right?
No, Sapina, like final year from next year.
Okay, final year from
This
next
coming
year.
2022 from July. Yes.
Okay, great. So probably you might have already started thinking about your career and maybe started making some steps towards crafting a beautiful career, right? So likewise, what will be your one piece of advice to those aspiring to make big in their careers?
The main aspects which I would like to say is that from first year of your college journey or first journey, never be nervous of anything or never be depressed, because the way I've interacted with so many people, like I've interacted with students, even I have faced that many of them are very much like depressed or sad from the first year itself about their career. They think that they cannot do anything. They think that they are unable to put anything in future. Like they think that their futures are completely ruined. The main advice from me is that from first year itself, try working on yourself. Try building yourself to a much more better potential so that you stand out among the other people also. And never be sad or never be depressed as to anything. And the next thing is that the hurdles will always be there. And always try to rectify your mistakes. Read those mistakes and try to rectify it on your own, rather than someone else telling you is that you are making this mistake or you are making other mistake. And the last piece for youngsters also will be that in this chain making process, we also need some other young chain makers who can actually come up and collaborate in order to make a proper change in society, because the young generations are actually the ones who can actually come up together and do some small activities by spreading their education, by whatever they have learning, whatever they have learned, they can even spread it to others, because we are just not just learning in order to get good jobs or good internships ahead in future. We are learning so that we can also spread our idea and vision to others. So my message will be that if young people like me can come up together and bring positivity among people by spreading the idea of education on many other fields, I think the world, and not only the our country but the world, will be a better place to live. So that's all from my end.
Very thought provoking. And in fact, you need to lead that movement of making everybody come together. And I'm sure you have that potential to do that. And definitely, I wish you scale greater and greater heights. And you're going to make a huge impact, not only in India, but throughout the world. All right. So thank you so much, Manav. This has been fantastic conversation. And thank you for being part of TGV's journey in shaping the lives and careers of millions across the globe.
Thank you so much. It was very lovely to have this conversation. And thank you, sir, once again for giving this wonderful opportunity.
Yeah, pleasure is mine hosting you and wish you all the very best. All right. So, folks, before we move into the trivia section, as always, here is my request. In case if you have loved this episode and found it useful, request you to share with your friends or colleagues who can benefit from TGV. Thank you so much in advance. With that, let's cruise into the trivia segment of today's episode. Today, I'm going to talk about a shocking fact about change management. Now that we have discussed how to transition or how to drive the change effectively, let's take a look at the numbers in terms of how the companies are driving the change management initiatives and what is the return on investment that they are getting. As per a company, okay, named the Peak Performance PM, they have generated a report and after studying several different companies and doing an analysis with regard to the change management processes and efforts, and they found out that there is about 11% of revenue loss on the investment that go into the change management efforts. So if I were to translate that into numbers, into the dollars and all, like it is roughly $109 million that are spent in every $1 billion investment that went into design and change management efforts, right? That are lost because of probably lack of proper change management processes and because of failures in what they tend to achieve. These numbers are surprising, isn't it? And definitely I would like to hear from you, be it the organization wide change management or if it is some change similar to what Manav and team are driving in the society. Whatever may be the change is not easy to go, right? So I would like to hear from you what kind of best practices that you have followed in order to drive the change, be it the small or big, effectively. So looking forward to get your responses on our social media platforms or wherever you find us there, wherever you find us. That's all for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. There is more in store, folks. Stay tuned. Take care. Be safe. Until next time. Bye bye. See you all in the next episode with another wonderful guest and cover an amazing, amazing topic.